So, why are you here at the protest Occupy Vancouver?
You know, I'm here because I think that this movement is different than what I've seen here in the past. I can't count how many times I've been here to the art gallery for one cause or another, but for some reason, this movement, which began weeks ago, is still ongoing, and that's certainly inspired my attention. I'm here to kind of see what people are up to get a sense of the interest in the group, and to support the idea of a mass collection of ideas and challenging the establishment. It's very inspiring.
So when you say establishment, what are you talking about?
The establishment to me is the series of infrastructures, both real and unreal, that sort of maintain the status quo, right? And I think that there's a general feeling around the globe that the status quo, whatever each individual status quo is unacceptable, right? And so the establishment for one individual might be the banking infrastructure and the fact that their interest rate is 30%. For another person, it might be the fact that women's shelters are being closed because they've been raped and they need answers, right? They need justice. So for everybody, it's a little different.
Let me ask you a specific question. What is money?
What is money? Well, I think the money has changed. I think that originally we relied on commodity systems, systems of basic trade, and then eventually there had to be a way to sort of quantify and to represent it in a state-endorsed manner. And so, rather than the state keeping a bunch of sheep in a big pen, there was a process whereby materials were given a weight value and a commodity, a market value. So I think that, money is basically the government's endorsed method of trade. So, I think money is also convenient in many respects. I think it's easily quantifiable, right? And I think it has a sort of a mechanism by which it drives itself. So, money begets money. It really actualizes itself. So yeah, and sort of another quick answer is that money is changing, right? We are in the process of change. So what was once backed up is not. I've never seen the money in my bank account. I can't remember the last bill I saw. So money has kind of become this almost an exchange of an idea. So it's become more and more ethereal, still quantified, so it's the quantified ethereal, right?
How is money created?
Money is created. Is it created? I don't know if you can create what I assume is sort of nothing. I think money is associated, right? So somebody could say, okay, I've associated this loan to you, or I've allotted it to you for some task that you did, but I don't know if there's anything being created.
Well, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's interesting that this is one of the major themes of this is banking.
Yes.
And almost no one knows what money is or how it's created.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, supposedly the banks do. And I think that's part of our frustration, right? Is this fundamentally important part of our everyday life, right? I used it to get on the SkyTrain to get here. I used it to buy my megaphone, you buy this, but I fed myself with it, and yet I don't know it. I don't understand it. I know how to draw. I can conceptualize eating better than that. I think it's just an important part of life that people want to retain a command over.
I got a question for you. What is money?
Money nowadays is practically everything. If there's no money, there's no life. But we guys of the old generation, we have our virtues more stronger than money.
But what is money?
Money is power. Money is everything. That is, it can buy you whatever you want.
So if I ask you how money is created, what would you say?
Money is created, whether you say it's for greed, or you may say, okay, money can get you happiness, money can destroy you also.
I want to ask you some basic questions based on what's going on around here. What is money?
We're quite angry about what's happening.
Now wait a minute, where are we going with this?
Wherever you take it. What is money?
A means of exchange?
Okay, fair enough. How is money created?
I'm not sure when I'd like to talk about social movements.
School with a degree.
Okay, but answer my question first, if you don't mind. I'm not going anywhere with it, except if you were planning a family, you'd want to know where babies come from.
Yeah.
Where does money come from?
Presumably it's produced by governments and banks. The means of exchange.
Why are you here?
We are here actually mainly we're Liberation BC, so we're a local animal rights group, and our initial reason for being here was to do the annual walk for farm animals. So 3 months ago we had gotten a permit, and but now also we're incorporating the theme into the part of the 99% of the people that are forgotten about is the animals in the factory farms.
So 100% of the animals are forgotten.
Pretty well, 99%. There's
Okay.
some cats and dogs that have homes.
So if you were planning a family, you'd want to know where babies come from.
Yeah.
And this is a lot about banking. So let me ask you, where does money come from?
Where does the money come from?
Where does any
The
money?
government prints it. It's printed off. Oh no, wait, by the banks, the reserves. There's like isn't it like a private corporation that isn't actually affiliated with any sort of government that has the prints the money?
Are you talking about the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, Federal Reserve.
That's American.
Oh, is it American? Oh, okay.
Well, money's a means of exchange. We've always had money. I don't think you can have a community of people interacting other than on a family basis without having a means of exchange.
Okay.
So whatever that is, all it needs to be is finite, so that the population at large can count the money, so that nobody can make fake money or what have you. And so that's why we used to have the gold standard, because nobody can fake gold. At a certain point, if anybody wants to see how much money the bank has, they can count it. And that's why throughout history there's always been a push by the powers that be to have a fiat currency, which is money by decree. And that's what we have today. And the reason, the danger of a fiat currency is what we have today, where certain individuals have the power to basically counterfeit money.
Where does money come from?
How is new money created?
By labor. People work and produce wealth, and the money is supposed to match that wealth, but it doesn't match it. It's not distributed very equally.
So if I go into my little shop and I work really hard, money will somehow appear somewhere on my desk?
Yeah, you get paid, but you don't get paid. Usually, you don't get paid the equivalent of what you're producing. Somebody else takes a profit.
Why are you here today?
Well, just to pretty much just check out the support, to bring the kids down so that they can see and be used to a lot of people, and I don't know, support what we kind of know and see what else is going on pretty much, yeah.
Well, let me ask you what you know. If you were planning a family, you'd want to know where babies come from, right? You've got a couple of them.
Yeah.
So this has a lot to do with banking and money. Where does money come from?
Well, I have a pretty different outlook on money. It actually comes from like trees, right? It's made.
So I can cut down a tree and make money?
Well, no, there's a bit of a process, but that's the whole problem, is that anybody can kind of make it.
Legally?
That's the thing. Anybody can make money, and that's one of the big problems. It's a misconception. Money's not important.
What is money?
That's it. It's not important. It can be made on trees. It's not important.
So I want to ask you, where does money come from? How is new money created?
It's created on a promise system.
On what?
A promise system, usually people's credit cards.
Well, I mean, I've got a $20 bill in my wallet. Where did it come from? Under what conditions can new money be created?
I'm pretty sure they can print off whatever they want.
What is money?
Actually, the average pipeline is not
Well, I got some right here. A picture's worth 1,000 words. This is money. That's money.
What is the legal definition of money?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm a graphic artist. I can draw something pretty good like that.
Well, maybe it's a legal tender. It's a way of exchange.
Under what conditions can new money be created?
I think the government can print money whenever they want to. I think that's they print money and distribute it amongst the populace, and I think they strive to do that without glutting the market, if you will. I suppose there's some kind of governance over it, but as I understand that in the United States, I think they're kind of printing a lot of money right now to buy themselves out of the debt that they've gotten into.
Okay. I do, yes.
You've got payments to make, mortgages to
Right.
car payments, all that kind
Sure.
of stuff.
If I can talk to you about public safety, is that where you're wanting to go, or?
I've been asking a lot of people here
Yeah.
some fundamental questions about why they're here.
Right.
And that is, what is money? How is new money created?
Okay.
That's the idea.
I can talk to you about policing and public safety today. If you want to talk offline, then we can talk probably another time.
I've been interviewing
I'm just going to talk to another reporter. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah, thanks, sir. Okay.
Hey, Donna.
What is money and where does it come from? How is it created?
I don't think anybody knows. I'm not sure I know.
What's your best guess?
I think the banks just print it out of thin air.
Oh yeah, you're right as it happens. Did you know that the government borrows money that it has the right to print?
No, that I didn't know. Why would they do such a stupid thing?
Would you call and ask, please?
Okay, who should I call? Harper?
Minister of Finance?
Oh, Mr. Flaherty. Yeah, I like him. I'll call him and ask him that question. I wonder what he has to say about that.
What is money and how is new money created?
Yes.
I'll pass on that one. That's too deep for me right now.
Okay. So, why are you here?
I'm here because of the movement that it's been coming a long time, but it suddenly clicked. I'm believing they occupy the planet for the brotherhood and sisterhood of humankind, and want to broaden it out to just the banking thing. That's just part of the problem.
Okay. And what group are you with?
I'm with a group, well, this notice is about the World Federalists, which believes that we must move beyond the United Nations towards a world federation. This is what I'm saying, the brotherhood and sisterhood of humankind. Human sovereignty must supersede national sovereignty. George Soros said that, not me, the billionaire. He made that statement.
The banker.
The banker, yeah. He also wrote the article in the Atlantic Monthly about the capitalist threat.
I understand you have something to do with organizing all this.
I am one of the many organizers, yes.
What do you think about the whole thing today?
I think that the turnout is beyond our wildest dreams. We're very happy with the amount of people that came out.
Any ideas on estimates?
I've heard various estimates from 2,000 to 5,000. One person said 10,000, you know? So who knows how many people here. The fact is that the amount of whoever is here for change.
Excellent. Can I ask you some fundamental background kind of things? If you were planning a family, you'd want to know where babies come from. So where does money come from?
Well, money is created through debts, by being printed. It really depends on where you're talking. Physical money, which obviously is printed by a German company, by the way, or if you're actually talking about the concept of money, which is all fiat money, and in which case it's created as a debt to people to be paid off later.
We've been going around the crowd asking these same questions, and appallingly, almost no one knows that. So I'm glad to hear that an organizer does understand where money comes from.
Well, I think it's important for us to know about where our money comes from. It's what drives our economy. It's especially something that needs to be changed so drastically. We need a monetary change. I don't have the answer to it. I buy into bitcoins, but everybody has their own thing. But it's something that we need to know about. If you want to be the 99%, you want change. You need to know about the economy.